The majority of black men who are in jail because black women put them there. The majority of black women who are in jail today are because black women raised them. 80% of black men who are in jail today have been raised by single black mothers. Did I lie? Did I lie? Black women are the main ones having kids by themselves and when they don't have money to pay for them. So if you purposely raise a child by itself and you know that money is a fucking factor and you voted for my body, my choice, can't nobody tell you what to do, then it all falls on you, not the father. If you get pregnant by a man and that man did not promise you any fucking thing, then you had this baby all on your own, unilaterally. Why would you then turn around and say, but he owes you? That's why there's something wrong with niggas trying to make fun of men not paying child support. Y'all don't make fun of these bitches when they give away their baby to DCF. They don't pay a dime. You don't make fun of the bitch who kills her baby, has an abortion. You don't say shit to a woman who make a water estate, but you're always talking shit about a man who's forced to do it. He had no agency. She did. She had 100% agency and is never held responsible for any fucking thing she does. How many of you knew that black women were the number one dialers of 911 in the United States of America? Who knew? The number one dialers of 9 to the 1 to the 1 are the same people who claim they're protecting black men from these things. Number one dialers of 911 are black women, and yet guess who's called Karens? White women are called Karens. Black women have zero fear of the police because if they did, they wouldn't. Guess who's the least caller of 911? Black males. And you're not helping us when you march or you put up posts hollering hashtag Black Lives Matter, bitch. That has nothing to do with me. When you are putting up a post so you can get a bunch of retweets and make money offline, claiming your fake ass outrage, you ain't helped now black person. You can't name a time. So for those who may be new and just heard me coming in, I talked about how, in my opinion, the black woman has done way more to hurt the black man than she's done to help the black man. I talked about how often she dials 911. She's put black men in jail. She's put kids on him that he can't afford. She knows he can't. She still has a baby. You say, well, he should have known he didn't fuck. No, she's talking about she's saving the black man. She helps the black man. She brings up George Floyd. She brings up every time she protests. She brings up every time she stands in front of the cop, knowing the cop ain't gonna do shit to her. I am a man. It is a man's job to protect a woman. If a woman is coming out saying we are protecting y'all, the race is done. And y'all black men don't understand. The race is done when these black women keep threatening y'all that they won't be there to support y'all if y'all don't do something for them. Do you know why no other race has ever come out and said any shit like that to their men? Because their men are the protectors. Their men are the front line. You have lost when your woman is able to talk shit to you like that. Same way we understand you have lost as a parent when your kid can talk shit to you like that. You've lost as a boss when your employees can talk shit to you like that. We are an upside down group of people, and I don't know any pyramid that can stand on its head.
Hey, Tommy, I want to say a lot of things you say I agree with. I hear people talk about, well, Tommy hates his mom. Tommy has these issues, and you can't listen to him. And, I think you say things that takes a lot of courage. So I'll just be honest, since you did that, I'll say something right now. I think the biggest issue within our society is like these creation of these son husbands by these single mothers. You know what I'm talking about?
Well, look. Well, I think one of the biggest issues that we have is that we're being told that we must listen or get this idea of protection. How does protection come without correction? And yet the black man's protection of black women is supposed to come where they don't correct them at all. And I don't know anyone that is supposed to correct somebody, protect somebody and doesn't correct them. Even the Secret Service does it to the President of the United States. Every one of them. They tell them what to do. They tell them where they can be. They tell them how they put themselves and their life and everybody else's safety in danger by how they acted and what they can't do anymore. Go ahead.
So I think the similarities with black women and white men, the reason they get along so much is think back to like slavery days. Who was like the informant for the white men? The black chick that they was fucking, you know? Hey, go back to the slave quarters. You tell me what they're doing. Who's the strongest? Who's the most rebellious? You know, and
Mm-hmm.
they'll come back and give that information to the white slave masters. They'll give the entails on what makes the black man weak or what he's addicted to, you know, or like what he likes. And that's basically what they've been doing since slavery time, and they still do it till today. If you really think about it, like who put black men in jail more? Nobody except for like the black women. I've been saying this type of messaging, but it's just great that you're finally on this type of mindset too. Because I'm like, why have we never understood like who's the biggest enemy
Finally,
to a black man?
finally,
Yeah,
I've been
yeah.
saying this since 2009. That was my whole when I started this shit. That's literally what I was saying.
It's crazy. It's like they're indoctrinated to really hate us though. Like even your mother to like your spouses that's black too. They even give you attitudes that they'll never give to like the white man, as you say. But you're supposed to be like their protector, their provider, their just you're willing to die for them. But it seems like they give you none of that respect that you're supposed to get for being the person who's supposed to die for them. You know, they'd rather give that to like the white boss, or they'd rather give it to like the white man that they date after you because they want to prove a point to you that you was you meant nothing to me, and this white man means so much to me that I'm gonna treat him better than I treated you because you meant so little to me.
Good to finally connect with you, bro. I've been following what you got going on right now for about it's been about 3 weeks, man. I really appreciate what you're doing. You highlight on a lot of different black plight and a lot of different things that our community has accepted inadvertently for shit the last 4 or 5 decades, six
Yes,
decades for
sir.
real. I really came up here to ask you a question. It's more so it's definitely on this topic. With us knowing all of these different factors and things that have gotten in the way of the black family and the black household, what how do we find what do you feel like, in your honest opinion, are the solutions for reconnecting this major disconnect with our people, with our women not necessarily taking accountability and kind of being dismissive and bashful towards our black men, and our black men kind of being rebellious in a sense. Like how do we reconnect
Well,
the way we should?
here's the thing. The first is several different lines of defense here. One of the lines of defense is that black families that are here, even though there are few of them, I hate to say it, but they need to start telling their children to only connect with other children that have the same background. That's the first line of defense. You have to stop letting your seed, and I hate getting biblical, but apparently God just keeps giving me Bible verses. Even I'm talking, I'll be like, I don't know what I just said, but there it is. We need to stop putting our seed in unfertile soil. And that's what we're doing when we allow our children. Because let me tell you something: the weed will choke out a good plant. Can't the weeds choke it out? Well, how many of y'all got
Absolutely.
good children and you sent that fucker to a school where everybody else ain't shit?
Yeah.
Your child was good. The weeds choked it out. You got to care enough about your seed. You got to care enough about your garden to where you're willing to not only separate it, but you're willing to be vigilant in making sure you keep the weeds out, you keep the rabbits out, you keep the beetles out, you keep the locusts out. You got to make sure you maintain that thing. And a part of that is starting there. Second place, we have to be very, very honest. When you're maintaining your garden, you got to have these standards of who can come around this. We got to treat it like AA. And for those who don't know, AA, first step of AA is I got to get you to admit that there's a fucking problem. See, people wonder why I talk the way I talk, because I'm trying to get one black woman who listens to me, just one, to say, wait a minute, there's a problem. If she says there's a problem, you saved one. Can't save them all. She gets to go in. Rest of them get to stay here. Until you can admit there's a problem, I can't solve your this thing. So when you ask for a solution, you got to get these people to admit that it's a problem. They keep saying it's not a problem. So you can't work with can you work with I'm asking you, young man, can you work with an alcoholic if the alcoholic doesn't say that alcohol's a problem?
Absolutely not.
If your girl won't even admit that her cheating on you is a problem, can you get back with her?
Nah, I gotta go.
That's what I'm saying. Like, she won't even admit it's a problem. She's telling you it's something wrong with you. We're not a monolith. And black men need to start realizing this. They claim that every seed you have, no matter who you have it with, it's a black seed. Black men need to stop feeling obligated to be the whipping boy of black women. If you tell me I can't handle a black woman, I'm going to say you right. If you tell me I'm a bitch nigga and a real black woman won't want me, I'm going to say you right. If you say I'm not a real man because I won't take care of your child, you're right. Sometimes you got to let these people die in their dysfunction. I would say live in it, but it's better to let them die in it. Those are my 3 steps.
Thank you, Tommy. I appreciate that, man.
Thank you, young man.
That is very true. Also, you don't think like the black girls, you don't think they're added like the way they act is because of black men? Like they just like they boost it up, like they happy with it. Like it's black men, like let's be honest, like because every time a
That's what,
black girl
yes,
do
that
something,
part right there.
like when
We
black girl do
would, let me
something,
tell you
yeah,
something. If black women only wanted to fuck doctors, all these niggas would stop gang banging and enroll at Emory. They would. They would literally do it. These black women are telling them, why do you think, and who keeps putting a mic in front of these hoes' faces that keep making them say, I don't like no soft nigga. I only want a real nigga. I only want, like they keep saying this openly, and it's always somebody broadcasting this. Have you ever seen them broadcast? I don't like no thug nigga. I want a gentleman. I want to see a man. That has never gotten broadcast. That don't get put on any of these podcasts. That don't happen. Every one of these bitches just want a thug nigga. Well, that's a problem. So now you got these young boys because they don't want to be called gay. And if you notice, the first thing a black woman do, if you don't want what she has to offer, is call you what? Gay.
gay.
You don't want to be gay.
Yeah.
So you will do what it takes to not be called gay, not be called soft, not be called lame. And that road leads you to prison or the grave. And it did it for that 16-year-old boy.
You know, it's taking some time, but I like to call it the black man's renaissance, bro. To where we're the only group of people. I say this all the time. To where the women are seen as the leaders, right?
Mm-hmm.
They say this shit publicly, and they have support from the government and all these different things and whatnot, what have you, to keep them in that place. Black women make more money than black men, which is true. They
Yep.
own more businesses and they buying all these houses, but they never tell you the negative and the downside of this. Okay, they don't tell you about black women having a net worth of 0 or negative at this point. They don't tell you that none of those degrees and shit that they got don't amount to anything, and they have the highest student loan debt. You feel me? And
They don't tell you that
things,
they're the number one group getting evicted and foreclosed on.
Yep. Don't tell you that. And like you say, you have to go looking for that. And then, like you say, how it's a tandem thing, because the the government and the mainstream media, they purposely jump over those things, right?
Yep.
They what I'm saying, they don't give you the details on that. So now that we're starting to call these things out, of course, you gay, you don't get no pussy, you broke, you dusty, you all these different things. Because now, we're starting to finally speak for ourselves and get the message out here, and the world are starting to hear what men do. Men fucking talk, bro. Men supposed to be the leaders. Men are the protectors and the providers. But black women, I like to say it, the ain't can't don't want when it comes to niggas, right? Everything
Mm-hmm.
you fucking do is not enough. Black men are the only group of people that get told, "Oh, nigga, 100K ain't no money, nigga. Six figures ain't no money, nigga." Mind you, this coming from a bitch that live in the projects or live in motherfucking Section 8. You feel me? And like you said, man, for far too long, it's been the loudest fucking voices come from the fucking brokest, worst of niggas. And we finally changing that narrative, man. Like I said, you were the first pick up the torch and shit, and like I said, and it's cool to see, even new people, especially young brothers like the brother from earlier, because I don't think people understand, man. Once the father was literally removed from the home, and the important, not just the father, but the importance of the black man was removed, this is why we had such a fucking just downturn, bro.